And welcome to a rare event, a video upload. I want to just go through build that I'm testing out in ANB Bronze using the Emblem of the Everbound with Elemental Lord's Regalia and one piece of Arcanist. The reason I wanted to test this was to see how well we could go with a Death from Above build and whether it becomes viable for experience farming at troll level 105. And the good news is from here, I've got an average clear time around 49 seconds. I'm not trying to run as efficiently as possible, but we've hit a 43 in there. So the reason Emblem of the Everbound is useful is the number of items needed for an armour set is the number of items, so the bonus is reduced by 1. So in terms of Elemental Lord's Regalia, we can use 5 of those to get all the bonus effects from the full set. And then Arcanist, because it gives us 100% more damage to our primary target. And Death from Above has always failed in experience farming, certainly in ANB at Troll 105 once you reach the boss. So Emblem of the Everbound with the Arcanist single piece overcomes that issue. I'll quickly run through the build that I had for the fastest run. It's not what I'm currently using. So we've got the Arcanist Hood with haste experience, ability rate and vitality, and that is enchanted with fire damage. Now the reason I'm using fire damage is Shatter and Death from Above are our main sources of damage here, coming out at 86%. So we'll boost that. They're both fire based, so we'll boost that with the enchantment there. I'm using the event necklace and rings. I'll be using these just to test push as well. I've got haste, ability rate, experience and power. Then we've got the spirit stone in there for the movement speed and more haste. The regalia pads, haste, experience, ability rate, vitality. I've given those a power enchantment as well. The regalia robe is haste, experience, ability rate, vitality, and I've enchanted with vitality as well. I'm using a cape of ancestral spirits, so that's another legacy item that was introduced. Haste, experience, ability rate, vitality. I've got it socketed with 3 Mightaniums for the 30% power. Good news is that the build works even without Mightanium, so you can slot in rubies into there for additional power and it still works. So I'll drop in a clip of that in action later. Our Emblem of the Everbound, a legacy trinket that's new for this season. Haste, experience, fire and frost damage. Fire Lily, haste, experience, fire and frost. On the arm guards, we've got haste, experience, ability rate, vitality, enchanted with a bit of armour. Bracer of Mastery, haste, experience, frost damage, fire damage and Death from Above. Our Sash of the Igniter, haste, experience, frost and fire damage. The regalia pants, haste, experience, ability rate, movement speed and enchant with movement speed. And the boots, haste, experience, ability rate, movement speed and enchant with movement speed. Rings might look a bit strange, but I'm going to be using these for push as well. So haste, ability rate, experience and power, enchant with power, and haste, life on hit, experience and power, and enchant with power. That life on hit isn't really doing anything for experience farming because apart from not taking too much damage during that, Death from Above, unlike Frostbeam, as the individual hits going from that you're not recovering any life from those. So that's more when I come to do push with the same rings, so that's just in there ready for that. The Igneous Pillar of Flame, experience, power, haste, ability rate. I've got Slayer on here. It's not required. It's more there just to increase the average clear time rather than any individual clear time. So if you haven't got the materials for that, don't worry about it, it's not required. And Glacis Tempestus, haste, experience, ability rate and power, no enchantment on there. Abilities, at the time we had Frostbolt at 10, Arc Lightning at 10, Immolate 10, Frost Nova at 10, Death from Above at 10, Glass Cannon, Fleet-footed and Power Infusion. Now, as I was levelling up the character heading towards Trial 105, I didn't have Glass Cannon in there, I had Endurance just as I was filling out the champion levels. Glass Cannon I didn't swap in until I reached, or till I got Glass Cannon to level 8. And I was hanging around Trial 90, Trial 95 before I swapped them over, and then moved up pretty quickly through 102 and then up to 105. So if we just have a quick look at the overall character stats, they're quite high. Power for experience farming, that's very high. That's better than we would have for push back in the days before Spirit Stones came into play. So no wonder we get nice fast clears with this on Trial 105. Our haste is at 3,800, 6.1 hits per second. The reason I want quite fast hits per second is for our Death from Above, because our basic attacks have a 10% chance to add a charge, and then our Immolate and Frost Nova will add 1 to 3 charges, up to a maximum of 26 when we've got a level 10 Death from Above. So nice fast attack speed just while we're going through the rotation before launching Death from Above on the boss. Gives us as many charges as possible on there. Go back to the stats. We can ignore crit rate and crit damage. So our fire damage is at 85.5%, our frost damage at 76.6%. We've got frost damage in there to help with the thermal shock, which comes into play after we load up the Death from Above hits on the boss, and then the thermal shock will finish them off if Death from Above hasn't already. Decent chunk of life, giving us 91,298 health. Armour I always aim for somewhere around 80%, so 79.5. Life on hit, I'm going to need more of that when it comes to push. It's not really doing much in experience farming. Ability rate 1907, movement speed at 35, and experience gained at 3,888. I'm using 3 healers because the vortexes are very useful for Death from Above, pulling in all the mobs into a nice tight area that we can then bombard once we've got our charges built up onto them. So I will drop in a couple of clips, one using Brilliant Rubies in the cape, and then one with these Mightaniums in as well, just to show that we're not really suffering whether we have Mightanium or Rubies in there. If you've got any questions or comments, feel free to put them down below, and I shall see you at some stage, probably next year. Very busy time at the moment. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.
A strong one. Take down the heat. Bang! Burn! Now it's apart. Stronger enemy ahead. last. On my way. Folks. Now it's a party. Take down the healer. Kill the summoner. Take that. Not quite yet.